Welcome to Papa Junk's shop. My little 12-volt system out there, I've got one of them $8 solar controllers on it that I've had for I don't know, quite a long time. And that's always worked, and it still works. But the panels that I've got on it are, what are they, 30-some volts maximum power point. And you know, I'm using on a 12-volt system. It's a PWM controller, and I don't get good results from it. And it's a real bugger to set. You know, it's not really made for what I'm using it for, so I looked around and decided to go with one of these because, you know, that's just my system that I play with, so I didn't want to spend a fortune. And this one seemed to be pretty good from research I did. It's a MPPT 40 amp one, and I bought this with my money. It's not one that somebody sent me to review, so but I'm going to review it because I like to. Anyways, let's take a look at it. Now the boxing doesn't have a name on it, so it must be like a generic thing that, you know, they'll put anybody's name on. So not sure what we're going to find here. Yeah, sure is pretty colors. That's our school colors, huh? Alright. Looks like it's packed pretty good. Fairly good size. I'm just going to give you an overall what it looks like here, and we're going to take it out and put it on my little 12-volt system. This is where you get to the connections. Yeah, it looks like take pretty good sized wire. Oh, a couple of USBs. Pretty decent aluminum heatsink. And it does have fans, which mixed emotions about fans and solar controllers, but you know, if they're necessary, I guess. But it's pretty neat the way they got this. Half of it's blowing, well, I don't know if it's blowing, it's moving air over the outside of the fins, and the other half of the fans is on the circuit board on the inside. So seems like kind of a good setup, and pretty good sized display. So let's see what else we got here. Okay, we got a book, and I got the 40 amp one, which has a 100-volt solar panel input max. And if you want to use the load section, it says it'll do 20 amps, which I won't use. Let me read this a little bit. Well, seems like it's pretty good English. I'll just show you some graphs of the MPPT. This looks like pretty good general information. Looks like there's quite a bit of information available on the display. Whether it's friendly or not, we'll find out. Okay, apparently they make a 60 amp one also. You get some mounting hardware. Oh, they give you a template for the screws to mount it. That's kind of nice. Saves some time and aggravation of doing it several times till you get it right. Okay, let's take it out and hook it up. I'll hook it up temporary, just see how it acts, and then I'll probably install it permanently if I like it. Okay, this is where it's going to wind up residing. And it's going to replace this. I should turn the light on, huh? There. It's going to replace that one right there. Just for the fun of it, let's see. I got it turned off because my battery was full, and while I was videoing that first part, I run a charger to charge one of my other systems and run the battery down a little bit. Got it down to 92%. But let's turn this on and see what this one does so we can compare. And you'll see there's two 240 watt panels. Each one is here and here. And this is the total output here. Okay, this is one of the things I don't like about this controller is that it won't, you know, the battery's at 92%, but it won't start charging, only just this little teeny weeny bit, until I actually put a load on. So if I turn this inverter on, you'll see it start dropping. You can see this is showing charge now, and you can see the amperage going up. So we got some sun out there. Still going up. Okay, looks like it's leveling out at. Okay, let me turn the inverter. No, I already did turn it off. Okay, so we're, according to this, it's 13.38 amps. So turn that off. Now I'm gonna hook it up. We'll turn this one on. We'll see how it performs. Okay, one of the reasons I built this system the way it is so I can do stuff like this. And what I'm going to use is, this is going to be the battery side of the cables. You can see I got, yeah, I can't remember what you call these. Anyways, they're going to fit into these test points that I have on here. And the same with the solar input. So I'm going to go ahead and get them hooked up, and then we'll be able to try parallel and series panels. So we'll see how it performs with parallel panels and series panels. I got the controller wired up, and the terminals seem to be pretty decent. So now this will be my connection to the system, and this goes to this meter. This is the output side of the controller, or the battery side, and these will be the input from each solar panel. This is voltage, this is amperage. So just going to plug these in, and I know, you know, these connections aren't going to be as solid as, you know, wiring it up, but this is just to try her out. So we get a little spark. And before I do anything else, because this is a tight area and I can't really get a good view of things, this is the display. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in one solar panel, which would be here. This is going to be this meter for amperage, and this is voltage. This should drop a little, and this should go up. It's on the input side now. Oop. Okay, looks like it's starting. And And this will be the input going into the battery too, charging. You can see the plus, the arrow up. Well, I'm not impressed so far. Either it takes a long time to get around to it. Well, I am getting a blinking arrow here now showing it's seeing solar on the controller. Okay, now I can, takes a while, it's finally getting around to it. You can see this is coming up, and so is this. See, it incrementally does its, I guess you call it a logarithm for the maximum power point. So we got about 10.2 round figures. And that's what it shows up here, just a little over 10. The voltage is 20 something there. Down here, saying the PV's at 21.3 on the controller. Amps is 6.4. That would be going in. .7 amps it says going to the battery. I'll put the display up in front so you can see it too. You can see it cycles through here. And I haven't done anything except plug this in, so I haven't attempted to program it. It's just right out of the box. I'm not sure what kind of battery it's at or anything. Look into that in a few minutes. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this panel in parallel, and to do that I just hook these together this way. Okay, I don't know. I assume you all seen that. Probably my fat arm was in the way, but it immediately went up. So now we're charging 19.8, 19.9, 20. It's gaining some still. That's definitely more than we were getting out of that little guy. Let it cycle through. Okay. So now I'm going to disconnect this second one. kept them in series instead of parallel. So should be able to do this, and then take the positive from this panel, put it to the negative of this panel. And we'll see what happens here. It's taking a while to realize what's happening. Okay, looks like the arrow started blinking. We got just a little teeny bit going. It is increasing very slowly. I didn't plan on this being this long a video, but you guys got a fast forward button, I guess. Okay, you see it's doing its thing now, getting around. We're up to 9 amps, 10 amps, 12, 13. So with them in series, we're doing a little better. Of course, that's probably due to the fact that there's not as much loss in the wiring. It's settling in. It's pretty close. Okay, so I'm liking it so far. We got, what, 20 amps going in for not very long. I don't feel anything, just room temperature. So let me take a quick look myself of the settings, and we'll see how that part of it works. Okay, pressing the set button, you can change the I got it set on lithium, and it says the batteries are 100%, but they're not. And I turned the inverter on. We're using like 20 some amps, and the thing isn't coming on and charging. So, you know, I've got sun available. I want to use that. I don't want to use my battery. So the lithium setting I'm not happy with. That's like my other controller would do, but it would have been on by now. So there is a user setting, so I think I'm going to look into that. So I'm back in here on the bench. I discovered that after you make the changes setting wise, you're supposed to disconnect it and restart it in order for it to keep the changes. When I did that, it seemed like it acted more like I wanted. So at this point, before I mount it, and I'm going to open it up. It's going to void my warranty, but hey, warranties aren't much good anyways on most stuff, especially on this inexpensive stuff. So let's take a look inside. Looks like we got, what, 4 screws back here maybe. There's one there, one down there. Oh, and at one point when I was charging and I was trying, you know, the battery was pretty well filled up, and I turned a load on and ran it for a while. It you know, picked up the amperage, and after it was charging 20 amps for a while, the fans did come on, and they're not obnoxiously noisy. And it really wasn't blowing very warm air, so. Okay, so there's 4 screws out. Let's see what we get. Okay, looks like the display is staying in the car. See if I can get a peek in there. Oops. Okay, so pretty short tail on that. Display. Okay. Don't want to bundle it up. Something ought to give here pretty soon. Either break something or. Well, I got the connections glued down. I probably won't go any further than this. I don't know. There is an inductor in there, so MPPT. Pretty good sized capacitor here, and it's glued down. And it is the rating's on the bottom. You might know. Well, it's not going to be moved around, so let's see how good it's fastened. Ah, it's on there pretty good. Well, I'll leave it alone. So it looks like originally the inductor was made to go here, but they got it mounted separate up here. Probably so it gets right on the heatsink. And one review that I've seen, they were concerned about this board being warped. It's not that way on this one. It seems pretty reasonable. So you can see the fans, half of them are on the top side and the other part is on the heatsink side, which I think is pretty nice. So we'll call that the peak inside. I'm going to get her back together and we'll get her mounted. Okay, I got it mounted. The template made it real easy. It's not ideal spot because it's up high, but I can still read the display fine, even though it's, you know, that far up in the air. And we're coming in home stretch for being completely charged. It's slowly dropping. So when it gets charged, we'll put a load on and see how long it takes it to react. Now that I think I've got it set properly. Okay, so we're fully charged. When this goes like dark like this, it means there's nothing going in or out of the battery. So I'm going to turn, and you can see I'm hooked into the battery Bluetooth. So I'm going to turn the inverter on, which has got a few 100-watt load on it. See how long it takes it to react. Okay, so we're using 10, 15, 18, 21, 27, 28 amps. Nothing's happened so far. Voltage is 13.16. You know, this is taking longer than I like. But if we look up here, which is pretty dark, but looks like we might be starting to do a little something. Very little something. See, my other controllers react pretty quickly. Okay, here she goes, finally. So it does work, it just takes it a long time. Is a minute a long time? No, we got clouds now, because it's been, I don't know, an hour or so. So that's probably about, unless the sun comes out between a cloud. Okay, so this says we're doing what, about 8 amps? Let's see what it says up here. .1. So we'll see what happens if the sun comes out. I'll shut you down for a minute or so here, and we'll wait for the clouds to move. I don't know how well you'll be able to tell, but I don't think we're going to have any peaks anytime soon, because that's the way that's gone by. That's east. This is west. Okay, I'm back inside. I'm going to shut the inverter off. You can see it went right to the charge. So we're charging 10 amps according to this. And up here, come on, 9.6. Yeah. So I guess I'll conclude this video. I know it's not very comprehensive. Overall, for an inexpensive controller, it seems to do pretty good. I mean, it shows you information that you need. Seems easy to set. The manual's leaves a little be desired. But overall, I think I like it. And I heard the fans come on when I got up over 20 amps, and they weren't blowing, just the air felt like just the air in the room. It wasn't real warm feeling. So I'll keep you updated if I run into any snags, or if I like it. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Don't forget to like and share.